Hey guys, this is Patty B within the Holler. I got another firearm I'd like to share with y'all. This is the Palmetto State Armory JAKL, chambered in 5.56. Go ahead and check for clear. The JAKL is a semi-automatic braced pistol that uses a long stroke gas piston and feeds from standard AR-15/STANAG magazines. I'd like to give a shout out to my buddy George, who let me borrow his JAKL for this review. So PSA kind of teased this, I think like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe at SHOT Show, and then it just kind of disappeared and nobody ever saw it again until it finally came out. I think it's earlier this year that, these things were finally on their website and available for purchase. It generated a lot of buzz because anything that's not standard AR-15 or something just different, it's just going to make some buzz. And this thing's pretty cool. The AR-15 style lower and I guess maybe a SCAR-ish or AK-ish type upper. It's got a long stroke gas piston. It's not DI, so clearly, not a standard AR-15. Some of the specs, it's got a 10.5 inch barrel that's made of 4150, and this thing weighs 6 pounds 9 ounces on my scale, so it's kind of a chunky boy. But it's long stroke gas systems are always going to be a little bit heavier than DI guns, so it's just the nature of the beast and not much you can do about it. But this thing is a little thick. We'll go over some of the features on this. The first thing you're going to notice is it's got this pretty awesome looking olive drab coating on it. I don't know how well that's showing up against this gray background, but this thing looks pretty awesome. It's just a good looking firearm. Start here at the back where you've got your brace. I think it's SB Tactical folding brace, which folds pretty easily, and you're able to fire it and charge it while it's folded. My only complaint with it, it's a little soft and squishy. It just doesn't seem super stable, but you've got a pick rail here, so you can put on whatever kind of brace you desire, or SBR it. SIG makes some good good braces, and stocks if you want to SBR it attached to pick rails. Standard Magpul grip. The lower, since it's really just a standard lower, you've got standard AR-15 controls, safety. It does come with Palmetto State Armory's EPT trigger, which is just kind of like a mil-spec trigger that they just coated and slicked up. For what it is, it's actually pretty good. It's not as good as any fancy drop-in trigger, but it's not bad. Over here on this side, you've just got a shell deflector. Of course, the upper is just one piece monolithic, big piece of aluminum, and I think it looks pretty good. You got rail all the way out to put whatever you want on there. And then down here, you've got an M-lock, and this is just kind of screwed into the monolithic upper. You've got an M-lock handguard here to attach everything you want to attach down there. Charging handle, non-reciprocating and reversible if you want to install and put it on the right side of the gun. The gas system's pretty cool. It's adjustable. You've got 4 positions, and out here on the end, and standard 1/2x28, and it comes with an A2 style bird cage. But yeah, this thing's pretty cool. He's shot it a little bit. He's between optics right now, which is why it doesn't have anything on it. So I'm gonna I'll put one of mine on there, and I'm probably gonna run this suppressed as well, just because of, short AR pistols have a lot of blast. So you put a can on there and it, kind of tames it down. So we'll see. I haven't even decided what optic I'm gonna run on this yet for the review, but I guess we'll see when we go outside and shoot it. We'll take this down, give us a look at the inside of it. This rear takedown pin is pretty darn stiff. I think maybe they got a little too much paint on it. We'll see if we can get that popped out without too much trouble. Of course, since it's a standard lower, takedown's a standard. Pull your pins out, and she'll break in half. And you can see that this is just a standard lower, and this piece is attached through like where the buffer tube threads in to be able to put this adapter on there and put your brace on there. But you can use any standard lower, and you just have to buy this piece from them, stick on there, or you can buy the gun whole like my buddy did. All right, got your upper up here. You've got your recoil spring and guide rod. You just kind of push it in and go down, and it comes right out. Bolt and carrier, just push them to the rear, and come right out. So there you go. There's your long stroke gas piston. your carrier, and your bolt. You know, of course, that's going to be AK-ish looking. And to me, this is kind of AR 180-ish looking. You can definitely see that AR-15 style bolt there, multi-lug, your cam pin, and firing pin, retainer pin. Pretty cool. And so reassembly, of course, is just going to be the opposite. Slide in your bolt and carrier, recoil spring guide rod, and reattach. And there you go. Yeah, I've put a handful of rounds through this. He's brought out here and shot it before, but you know, I'm looking forward to taking it out and just seeing what we can do with this thing. It definitely seems pretty cool, definitely unique. The impulse from the recoil definitely feels to me more like a SCAR or something, and you know, you know you're not shooting an AR-15. But well, hey, let's take this bad boy outside and ring a whole bunch of steel. All right, I think I got her sighted in. I ended up putting a Primary Arms 3-power micro prism on here. One of my favorite little sights. Man, I love these things. They're just so cool. But I threw this on here, and I think we got it dialed in. So let's take some shots at 100 and see how she does. All right, not too bad. She's a little bit gassy with the can on there, but this thing's shooting pretty good. I like it. All right, we'll take some shots at that 200-yard plate down there. All right, shooting pretty good. I had a whiffer in there, but that's just me. Yeah, this thing's pretty sweet. Soft shooting. All right, we're back inside from shooting the Palmetto State Armory JAKL. Clear it real quick. And man, it's pretty cool. This thing's quite a bit of fun. I'm kind of a fan of Palmetto State Armory. I think they provide some decent guns at excellent values, and you know, haven't really had any trouble at any of mine. So you know, I kind of like the company. This thing's pretty cool because you know, you get AR ergonomics and AK operating system. You know, the best of both worlds, I guess. I ran this thing completely suppressed today because, you know, 10.5-inch barrel, you know, 223, the blast is just way too much. So I cranked the gas block all the way down and threw the can on, and I did pretty good. Still a little bit overgassed, I guess, but you know, this sealed up rear end made it to where I didn't really get any gas in my face at all. So it was, you know, a joy to shoot. I guess the one thing that I'm not the biggest fan of on this rifle is definitely this brace. It's just a little too squishy for me. It does okay, but you know, I think I would have to take a look at, you know, some of the options from SIG or whatever, just because I would just want something a little bit more sturdy. But it does all right, but I know I would look into changing it, and I got a feeling my buddy probably will too. So like I said, I put like 200 rounds through today, I think. So, you know, not a whole lot, but zero issues, shot well. I didn't shoot it for groups. To me, this is the type of rifle you shoot for groups, you know. But I can sit there and whack my 12 by 20 plate all day long at 200 yards. So I think it's more than accurate enough for the purpose of what most people are going to be using it for. And yeah. Well, there you go, guys. Palmetto State Armory JAKL. Y'all have a nice day.